Week 8, Match 2. It is the Cyndaquil lineup. My name is WiredDragon. I am joined by my co-host, LordLuneth.
What's up?
I think this is two teams that have been looking to fight each other for that rivalry, right? Two Cyndaquil on the screen in front of you, ready to duke it out for that win today.
I I'm sitting here, yeah, the real Quils showdown, Salt versus the salty gamer.
I mean, it's one of those two. It's like, who will win? Knife versus lazy? Like, what's the power at B here? Well, let's look at the power at B actually as we look at that Sinister Quill roster lineup first. We're gonna be really, really picky today about how we say it. Pokemon the same, Torkoal, Scoville, and give me the Terra Captains this week.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm still sitting here. Terra on the Skull Villain opens it up to actually like have a lot more options of being able to hit things, and I think that's gonna help it a lot because like Fire, Fire Grass, we were all so excited for that typing, but at the same time, it was put on a Pokemon that just really I don't think can compensate for it well, other than the offensive side.
Yeah, and I mean, like I think we've seen it like really do something one week, and it's kind of just been like on the team the times that it has been bronze. So, the Terra Captain behind it really trying to signify maybe it's trying to beat that Pokemon today.
Yeah,
Well,
and obviously a Crocodile, I'm still waiting for that menace to just pop off.
yeah. Well, let's stop looking at the Quills and start looking at the Cyndaquils as we pop over to the team that we've seen tried and true, same Terra Captain, same 10 Pokemon on the roster.
Yep. Are we, I wanna see all the EV evolutions.
The full sweep,
Oh, the full sweep.
the
I'm
true
sitting here.
combo.
I mean, like, it's been how many weeks, and we've seen like Vaporeon.
Yeah, well, I will say, I do want to point out, we've talked many a time about a big weakness of this team being that fire typing, and this is going into the Sun team. So Salt's really got to bring the A game today and really take advantage of the Terra Captains that they haven't really been using previously.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, even then, it's funny that the Sun team is also slightly weak to fire.
listen, man, sometimes the fire typing just kind of gives you a weird matchup. But either way, both players are in match. Let's pop over, see what is being brought. And there's a lot to talk about here. Bottom of your screen going to be the Sinister, bringing Torkoal, Stantler, Iron Moth, Crocodile, Scoville, and Rotomo versus the top of your screen being the Chillin Cyndaquils, Amoonguss, Leafeon, Vaporeon, Cryogonal, Toxicroak, and Espeon. So we get a.
We got them.
I was gonna say, there's your three evolutions you wanted, and the Stantler on the bottom side.
It's basically everything I wanted.
This is all you could possibly ask for. I mean, crazy leads. Anything that you can like even want to touch on before we get into this? Maybe
Oh
leads.
my goodness. Uh, I mean, I'm now looking at this Leafeon. It's kind like with Sun up, it gets access to like Solar Blade, right?
Yeah, potentially. I don't remember in this generation.
Potentially. Oh
It's been so
man,
long.
I like there's some like kind of like shenanigans with that. I still feel like Amoonguss may not just be the worst lead ever. I think it might. Is it faster than a Torkoal? I
Yeah,
think it can has the potential to be.
probably. It looks like the Torkoal is the lead here. Try and true Cryogonal being the lead for the Chillin.
Okay, interesting. Just raw ice type.
Rise. There's a big snowflake in the sunny day. Rutro.
Yeah, I I'm wondering, and yeah, like I wonder what this Kraken is gonna do. Obviously, it's faster. What could this thing carry? Like 90% of its move pool is just ice type moves.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder, like, The sun's up and everything, right? So you expect this Torkoal to do a lot, but Cryogonal has an exceptional special defense stat, but it does get switched out for the Croak, actually. Stealth Rock's getting set up free, but the Dry Skin proccing due to the sun being out, taking damage here.
Oh goodness. Okay. Maybe trying to predict the fire type move, just switching into Toxic Hurt, keeping the Cryogonal alive, but like coming in with the rocks, being like, you know what? I don't care what this Cryogonal is even doing in the first place. Here's some rocks.
Here's some rocks, and you gotta wonder too what the Dry Skin's doing here in the sun. Like, here's an interesting decision. Maybe we're at about a specific water type move. Close combat, 41%, showing life orb. Overheat misses. This Toxic Cork lives another day, but after taking both that special defense drop and that Dry Skin proc once again.
Oh, yeah, I mean, now I think it's just in range, even just like if Lava Plume is on this Torkoal, like just destroys it here.
Yeah, we've seen before like close combat only doing 41, so the gunk shot should do about similar. So we're kind of in an interesting position where the Croak I think lived a turn longer than Salt was expecting. So now do you just try to get the extra damage off? And it looks like it does happen. 44% off that gunk shot. Overheat this time will connect, lowering that special attack by 2 stages. Torkoal living on 15% as we're waiting for the switch in here.
Yeah, this Torkoal staying strong, so the Sun potentially can come back if this just has a hard switch out of the Torkoal here, trying to keep it alive, just so you can set up Sun for free again on a future turn.
No, we didn't talk about it before as this Vaporeon switches in, that there is an Espeon on this team, meaning that Stealth Rock could have gotten bounced back at the beginning of this game, and unfortunately, didn't get the read of that hazard coming out turn 1, and could have really swung the favor of this game.
Yeah, just really securing the fact that switches will just be denied. Surf
Rotom gonna
coming out.
switch. Yeah,
Yeah.
only doing 8% here. Leftovers is revealing that Vaporeon, but not a lot of damage to this electric grass type now staring down the water.
Yeah, and this Vaporeon just kind of sitting here really getting threatened by this Pokemon. I think it carries Ice Beam, but the Amoonguss comes in instead.
Yeah, light screen's gonna
Heading
get
up
set up
screen?
here. I believe with that turn, Sun has been revealed that it's Heat Rock Torkoal, so it's going to keep up for as long as possible, maybe trying to put that Vaporeon down. But the special defense is going to be increased here.
Yeah, I mean, as an Amoonguss, I mean you can't go for Spore here, right? Because it's a grass type, electric grass type. So I'm wondering if it just has a poison type move to be able to just take this Pokemon down a little notches, or maybe even just toxic it and just make sure that this will eventually be dealt with through status damage.
Yeah, we have seen the willingness to run Sludge Bomb on this Amoonguss, so there is that chance for that move to come through. But the light screen up, I can't imagine it's going to do that much damage. Volt Switch is going to come out dealing 12%. So Rotom's going to switch out here into an oncoming move from this Amoonguss, and I mean, there is a 25% chance this Pokemon clicks Spore. Torkoal comes in. Spore does happen! The predict is red, and the Torkoal is now asleep.
Okay, well this Torkoal is just kind of sitting here now. It can't. It's basically on death's door. It's either being swapped out again just to secure the Sun, and some other Pokemon's gonna have to take the chip damage, or just let the Sun die out.
Yeah, and it's hard too because that turn, due to how that turn works, that is turn 0 of sleep. So we know for a fact next turn Torkoal does not wake up. Iron Moth gonna switch in. Sludge Bomb will happen. Crit on the Iron Moth only does
Well,
12%.
12. Oh, I mean, it Iron Moth still has a relatively decent SPDF stat, and behind a light screen, and it's a poison type. Yeah, nothing was going forward for that. So honestly, a pretty good switch in here from the V on the Sinister Quils, and I almost said Quils, and no
Yeah,
one's
dude,
gonna throw it in
Sinister
your bed.
versus Chillin. That's all we're gonna have to do. Or we have to do like full name, you know what I mean? Like Quils versus
Yeah.
Cyndaquil. Like what in the world? I will say we didn't see an item proc off this Iron Moth, meaning he does not have the boost energy. Fiery Dance does kill here, gets the special attack boost, and all of a sudden this Iron Moth is ready to finish this game off if the Cyndaquils aren't careful.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I mean, yeah, now it's really threatening because like if this is choice, I mean the Vaporeon is gonna not take a heap of damage, but it won't really even behind the light screen. I don't know what's really gonna be able to do behind it. But if it's not choice, I believe this thing carries like energy ball.
Yeah,
So maybe it would rip through it.
we're gonna have to see the damage here, because at +1 you gotta imagine this does a lot, and it's hard to see what this Vaporeon's gonna do back with the light screen still up, at least for one more turn, maybe potentially further, depending on if it's holding that light clay. We'll find out in just a second here.
Yeah, I'm honestly very scared for this Vaporeon here. Like normally this Pokemon is built relatively bulky, but I don't even know how much it takes it from a +1 to E-Ball, if it's the case. U-turn!
Oof.
Saying, nah, I don't even want to be here anymore. Going to the Rotom Mow, Surf, only doing a little bit of damage, and
Yeah,
revealed that is the Light Clay.
yeah, so we do see that. I mean, interesting that he actually did for the switch, maybe revealing that either the damage roll wasn't good enough on the E-Ball, it is choice, or not carrying it altogether. But with this Rotom out, it's going to be able to threaten the same turn again. Leafeon's going to be the switch and reflect, so it goes for the other screen option here, now in front of the physical mon.
Basically just saying, you know what, I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna make sure I don't take any damage from anything.
Well, safe's a strong
Chillin.
word, right? There's an option where this Leafeon gets to click Swords Dance relatively free this turn, right?
That is true. It can threaten just being able to set up at this point. This Rotom probably isn't carrying anything that will be able to easily deal with this. So most likely, yeah, it's just gonna try to like Volt Switch out or something like that.
At this point, too, like Leafeon is, I believe, one of the fastest mons in this game, so it's going to have to take some maneuvering from the Sinister Quills to try to set something back up, either if they have a Scarfer or doing the sun setting again. Volt Switch coming out, dealing about 21%, waiting for the switch here. Maybe back into the Torkoal to set up the stun, but I don't know if it's a great option here.
Yeah, look, I pulled up the numbers. Yeah, it looks like this Leafeon sitting at a pretty 95, and the next fastest on the Sinister Quill side is the Rotom Mow at 86. But the Iron Moth is the only thing above it. Going for an X Scissor, doing how much?
2%!
2%.
Well, that is unfortunately not the Swords Dance that we were worried about threatening here, and now this Torkoal, not sure what move this Leafeon wants to try to click to even try to get it through this reflected up, super physically bulky Pokemon.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still what, 0 turns of sleep on this Torkoal?
There's still 0 turns of sleep on this Torkoal as the Scoville switches in. And with the Espeon in, it is true that there is no more light screen on, so, you know, or I said Sylveon, Espeon, EV number 74, my apologies. So this special move is going to do some decent damage, but the Scoville will go first, go for Substitute. Psychic will immediately take it out.
Okay,
Leftovers.
so we know that. Okay, interesting. So it's really planning on just hiding behind a substitute here, I think, and just trying to sweep the rest of the team. The question is, what is that Terra type? Is it able to resist the psychic damage, or possibly get around it? Maybe not. Just at least take not as much damage to break the substitute.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something different here, right? Like, obviously, if you keep clicking sub, the Espeon gets to keep clicking the Psychic type move, because it didn't take any damage from Life Orb or anything, so this is happening. Crocodile is a switch, it will be immune to that Psychic type damage.
Yes, the Night Quill comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
There is an option that this Espeon has fairy moves, though, yeah?
I believe it gets access to, like, Dazzling Gleam.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, it looks like it's just going to go for the switch out. And going for a bulk up!
Yeah, this puts the Crocodile in a really great position, especially behind that Reflect, but I do want to notate that we do now know the item on this Leafeon because it did not take stone damage.
Yeah, oh, I didn't catch that before. Okay, so we know it's heavy duty boots. Intriguing.
It's hard to like see where it goes. Protect, stalling out the Reflect turn is actually huge as it reveals a dragon tail from this Crocodile.
Oh, this Crocodile just kind of wants to push the Pokemon out and just get some chip damage with these stones.
This Crocodile has clicked so many dragon tails, it's been crazy.
It's not even a dragon.
Leaf Blade does a decent amount of damage there at 26. Crunch comes out only doing 36, but it does get the defense drop, but this is the turn that Reflect runs out.
Yeah, and what reflect is a reduction of
It's
what,
half.
half. So 36 plus 50%. Is that enough? If
It's
it's a low, that
26.
was a
Crunch
low
was a
roll.
36.
Oh,
So
crunch was a
currently,
26.
allegedly, it's only 50, unless obviously we play for the crit, which is an option here.
Yeah,
And looking at the rest of
Bolting
Salt's
Train is
team, it's
pretty good.
hard to see like what other better option they have. Another Protect just to scout. It is going to be that Crunch again. I mean, we don't really have a
Stall out
great
the rest
option
of the
for it.
sun. Just basically get rid of all the general hazards other than the rocks on the board. So now no more sun, no more screens. Just kind of staring it down.
Yeah, Crunch will come out and kill it because it is no longer outspeeding because the sun's gone.
Moxie.
Actually stopped its own spawn. But yeah, you're right. But Moxie boost now at +2 attack on this crook.
Yeah, I didn't even like click before. It was not intimidate, so can't imagine they would want to go for anything but Moxie. I don't think anger points the play
I'm
unless I mean
Unfortunately, I agree with you that this week Anger Point does not seem great, but I mean, what? I mean, you're sitting in Salt's chair. What is stopping this crocodile now?
yeah, like it is. I mean, this is probably one of the best options at the moment.
You gotta imagine it's threatening something like the knockoff or anything, right? Just a good dark type move probably does a lot of damage to Vaporeon.
Yeah, I'm wondering like even just like the crunch, like it's 80 power dark stab +2 attack.
Oh,
Oh, does
actually
it kill?
lives. Surf will kill the
Oh,
crocodile. Oh
oh,
man.
denied a 6-0.
I mean, Vaporeon actually doing some good work here, but now your water type is 18% against a team that you really want to be able to take a hint from. And I mean, there's a plethora of options for the Sinister Quils to go into here. And it will be that Stantler intimidating.
Here, let's go. Does the Vaporeon? I think it's access to Wish, right? Technically.
Vaporeon, I don't remember specifically access to it, but if that option is available and the Stantler does not kill, we could be in for a great turn from this Vaporeon and potentially a back in for the Cyndaquils here.
Oh, it
Ooh.
lives.
It does live. Surf does over half, but unfortunately, does it looks like we're still in range of that Psychic coming from that Stantler.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you even tried taking the Vaporeon out here. We do.
Cryogonal,
Cryogonal comes in. Did
uh,
not take damage from rocks.
I believe that's the second Pokemon to not take damage that I'm pretty sure, which means we have an unfortunate case of item clause, but we will let
Hold
this
on.
match play.
I want to look up. Does Covert Cloak protect from rocks too?
Ooh, that could be a good shout. We'll find out for you. But we'll find out after the match to see if we can figure out what's going on there. But the Cryogonal didn't take that much damage from that Psychic, so now we're in a position here where V has to get some combination of switches in here to be able to kill that Cryogonal. Maybe immediately going for the Iron Moth, maybe trying to go for that Torkoal again.
Mm-hmm. It was what, the Leafeon, right? That
Correct.
didn't take damage as well.
I'm trying to think if there's any like
Freeze
ability
Dry.
here. Freeze Dry only doing
Yeah.
7% as it switches into the Iron Moth. So I
Hold on.
mean,
No, okay. The Levitate doesn't give you immunity to
no, no,
rocks.
no, no. I mean, this is just an Iron Moth click button turn, right? The Vaporeon's too low to be able to take 2 hits from this Iron Moth. Espeon doesn't really want to take a Fiery Dance, and obviously the Cryogonal does not want to be here.
Yeah, it is real scary.
Unfortunately, I think it's a little too low like we saw last time when it happened, but Espeon is the only Terra Captain that was brought this week, and we have yet to see the button be clicked from it. So maybe that can change the tide of this game as the Espeon does switch in here 12%. Fiery Dance does come off doing 57 special attack boost once again for this Iron Moth, and this thing is sitting pretty.
It is real. Actually, I think both these Pokemon, yeah, are sitting at the same speed tier.
Ooh. I mean,
I like exactly. I think they have the exact same speed stat.
well, given that the case, it's got to be favoring Salt here, right? Because at this point, you're just trying to find ways back into this game, so your move this turn is free, whereas the Sinister Quills don't really want to be giving up a free Pokemon if they don't have to, especially something as powerful as their Iron Moth.
Yeah, Oh, I guess it's one speed tie.
19 crit up the special attack. Well, I stand
It
corrected.
happens. It's 50%. It was 50%. It was a 50-50. Maybe. We don't know. Maybe it wasn't 100% spec'd
Yeah.
into the speed stat.
Yeah, we've been hitting some 50s here. Assuming they were speed tied, we got an Iron Moth winning that and getting all three Fiery Dance boosts. So that's a greater 50%. And
Another one!
again, 5 for 5 on 50%. Vaporeon comes in, takes damage from rocks, will die, and that will be a 5-0 victory for Sinister coming to this match.
Oh, amazing. Honestly, there was some good back and forth in that match. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I think it came down to like they played that early game really well, and I think it really comes down to Salt being able to like alleviate that fire type weakness a little bit at the beginning, but there were just way too many powerful Pokemon coming from Sinister, right? You had that Crocodile who was set up with a bulk up and a Moxie boost. We had that Iron Moth who kept getting that special attack. The Scovillain came in getting the Chlorophyll boost, being able to outspeed things. I think it just became too much pressure for Salt to handle, and I think it really showed the damage that the Sinister was able to output.
Yeah, it really was just a lot piling on again and again after that early game.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that is the end of today's game, but there is still more Week 8
Ooh.
action coming tomorrow, and I hope to see you guys then.
Yeah. Later, gamers.